So as we continue on the topic ratios and proportion, we move on. We're still in objective 3. I will label this as D. We're still simplifying ratios, but this time we're looking at what happens when you have different units of measure. So we have the metric measures, currency, and we have time. These are the 3 things we want to examine. So we need to simplify 30 centimeters to 1 meter, 70 cents to $3.50, and 20 minutes to 1 hour. So notice that the units are different. We need to know the conversion rate. These will not be given on any exam. These need to be memorized ahead of time. So what we must remember is, notice that the smaller unit has a larger quantity. The larger unit has a smaller quantity. Okay, so once we remember that, it should help us to know what it is that we're trying to do. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So we need to change this 1 meter to 100. So now we have them both being centimeters. And so seeing that they are now the same quantities, we can just focus on the numbers. So that means that we'll be focusing on 30 to 100. The highest common factor is 10. Of course, if you divide by 2 or 5, you just would have to divide again. But we must remember, if you don't know the LCM, you have to divide more than once. So when we divide by 10, we're going to get 3, and 100 divided by 10 is 10. So the new ratio, the simplified ratio, is 3 to 10. If you had not divided by 10, you would have needed to divide twice. So here we have 70 cents. And notice I already put 350 cents because $3.50 has to be converted to cents so that we can have the same unit. So now that we have the same unit, we can simply focus on the 70 and the 350. Of course, 70 is going to be LCM. Dividing both of these by 70. 70 divided by 70 is going to give us 1. And 350 divided by 70 is going to give us 5. Of course, if you cannot identify the highest common factor, then you would have to divide more than once. And then finally, we have 20 minutes to 1 hour. Of course, we all should know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And so when we convert, we are going to get 20 minutes and 60 minutes. Of course, once the units are the same, we only focus on the numbers. We're dividing both of these by 20. And that's going to give us 1. And this is going to give us 3. And so that's what you would do if you see a simplified rate. You need to simplify a ratio where the units are different. These are common metric conversions that you need to know ahead of time going into the BGCSE. If you do not know these conversions, you will not be able to do the conversions. When you see milli, notice it's 1,000. 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. We have 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. There's a conversion I neglected to put here, and that is 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. Please, hopefully you remember that if it comes up. And then, of course, kilo is 1,000. This is the larger quantity. We need 1,000 meters to give us a kilometer, and 1,000 grams to give us a kilogram. I put S on the end here. I should not have done that because this is singular.